was saying client's appointments. She said it's you, and it's a picture. Listen, you don't make comedy here.
So what is your color? What color? It's your bleach. Because I wish you see it in the monitor. I wish you see it there. I know you doubt me, like with that color, but it's not that screen color. When you connect it to the external monitor, it's some other color. It's like comes depth. Cheaper.
Is it better to use your face or your logo on a social media profile? I get asked that question a lot. The one thing that I want you to think about is which one is more recognizable between your face and your logo. You're going to want to ask yourself this question. Who's answering your emails, DMs, and comments? Who's answering your phone? You're going to want to ask yourself this question. Who's answering your emails, DMs, and comments? Who's answering your phone? Who's setting client's appointments? She said it's you. I use a picture. Listen, you know, rather show this to clients and
don't lie like to bro. Lie like a bitch. Yeah. Should I introduce or you link to this? Introduce. Hey guys, welcome to the chill session, not the recent podcast. The chill session.
Nimekata kichwa.
Unakata kichwa? Azizi hujakata kichwa. Niyo mimi. You're welcome to the chill session. Manzi, you'll have to pardon. The energy, signing. You can see it here. It's like it's what? It's 1 in the morning, man. On this morning. So see Shanghai moment to go extra chill to pass. Yeah.
You know what time it is? It's your favorite time of the day. This is The Chill Session with Linford and Danelle. No script, no stress, just 2 mics and living in the moment. Let's vibe.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you had in mind? First of all, shout out to Kai Cenat. I saw he turned down a deal by Nike because of the very reason as to why Nike didn't want him proclaiming the name of Jesus. Yeah, shout out to him. I think he really amazes me, man. There's actually an interview alikuwa pia anafanya. When was it? A while back with this black singer who usually sings like, come on, baby. I don't know, maybe. This dude who usually sings like,
Stevie Wonder.
Probably black dude. No.
Yeah.
Black American dude who usually has this choir or something. Like he usually sings.
Williams.
Not Pharrell Williams. He sings like gospel song, like this choir things. Come on. Jaya Kirk Franklin, yeah. Yeah, Kirk Franklin, sorry. And he was doing that interview, and he was actually doing that chat live with Kai Cenat. And I remember he went on ahead and explained that he turned down a 60, is it a 60? Okay, let me not be me, but it was some upwards of $10 million US for the Mafiathon. It was a gambling company that approached him, and they were like, we want to actually go ahead and partner with you in terms of just advertising our company. It's a gambling company. Then he actually turned down, actually it was $60 million by the way. He actually turned down $60 million because he was just, gambling is not something that actually I'm actually standing out with. You know what I mean? So I feel like kitu nimekuwa nikirealize Donel na generation yetu, it's not changed like the new generation that actually God is actually bringing up, or rather Jesus is actually bringing up. It's not changed to parameters, but it's keyed to fruits. Because just think about it. You're turning down a $60 million US deal. Like, do you know how much that is? That's 6 billion. Kenyan, 6 billion, not dollars. 6 billion Kenyan
I think it's
shillings.
more, because kama shilingi ni 129,
Right?
tena ikiwa 129 makala kitu ni more than 6.
Any more than 6 billion US
Kama ni
dollars,
6 point some.
for a month.
Mm.
You know what I mean? For a month, this company is willing to offer you 60 billion US dollars. I mean, that's character.
What do you mean for a month?
For a month. Like it was Maffiathon.
Oh.
You know how he does Maffiathon? Maffiathon is usually only for a month. So the betting company wanted to actually advertise their company in the Maffiathon, just do brand placements, and it was, he was actually to get a payout. Maffiathon is usually this thing Kai Cenat usually does. Okay, it was the last one, the Maffiathon. Okay, third Maffiathon.
Oh, so aliambiwa advertise you Maffiathon. So it's very recent.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like aliingia hapo akiambia Kai Cenat, nilikuwa nipatiwe
imagine. Juu hii recently Maffiathon yenye imehappen, you know what I mean? Alikuwa apate clean bro. Clean 60 M US.
Mbona wangemsukuma kwa Kai Cenat apigie shughuli?
Angemsukuma kwa?
Cenat apigie shughuli alafu akatana.
Atakatana?
Apatie Kai Cenat hiyo shughuli and then wakatana. Mjini koni mamvuto conscious.
Oh. So wait a minute. Apatie Kai Cenat hiyo shughuli. The gambling company. Apatie Kai Cenat.
From cleaner Arifai Kai Cenat.
No, not Kak. It's not Kak who refused the deal. It's Kai.
It's Kai.
Hey, it's Kai. Kai did like a mafia. He usually does that Maffiathon and all that. So he was offered 60 million US.
That was in Kak.
No, Kak. So it was an interview that Kak now was asking him. He asked him, like, which crazy thing have you done recently?
Oh.
Then he was like,
but yeah, I think it's maybe, I don't know, but for sure ndio mtu akatae kuna kitu ndani yake inamwambia kuna Mungu.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's I'm slowly coming to realize, Dorian, that with this generation that's actually coming up the chain, like what is it called? The generation that's actually coming up the chain, or rather the generation that actually in a nutshell Christ is bringing up. They are tied again to what is it called? Fruits.
Why?
Because that's fruit.
Why?
I honestly don't know. Maybe you answer.
I think it's fruits because I'll take you back to what we talked last time. I think Christ, like people or the Bible or Christianity, is very economical, is very political, is very all those things. It touches someone's life holistically. So, yeah, you know it. I tend to believe the reason why you're hearing people now proclaim Jesus boldly is because he literally is a government.
Yeah, sure.
A government of heaven. The government will be on his shoulders because he's the foundation.
Yeah.
So the government of heaven will be on his shoulder. So I think for sure it's very, these people being able to be in places of influence and proclaim Christ.
It's quite interesting.
It's about dominion and authority. It's about a kingdom that was quiet for a long time. Really speaking up, and not just in churches and worship, but also in the marketplace.
Right.
And in the things in NFL, in football. You know, there's so many guys who are now born again in sports. So for sure, it's about taking for the kingdom.
Right. And also looking at it, it's also appearing in ways that we really didn't expect it to. Because looking at Kai, in a nutshell, looking at him as an individual, you might easily tend to judge that he's kidogo, off or common, if I can use that one. But going on ahead and hearing the decision that this man chose to stand with behind the scenes, that he really never spoke about it up until he was actually interviewed about it, then you start to realize that, damn, Yes, it's really.
Life is very, I might find this how weird life is. You remember Paul? He was sold. He has so many. Only forgot to say, I'll now change him and he'll become one of the greatest.
Right.
So think about it. Even I was thinking about I Should Speed the other day. How I Should Speed from silly content of him doing weird things.
Yeah.
Ako naked on a back, anafanya vitu weird anachoma sijui nini. From that to now going to different countries and really showing different cultures of human beings. So that's someone who, that stupidity. Who can make
straight that which the
Who
Lord
can
has
make
decided to
straight?
make crooked, or
who can make straight? But so I'm just like, it would be so cool if he gets born again. And kumbe ilikuwa afikie place ya influence ko
alafu ndio sasa
Ndio God sasa.
like watana pass.
God afanya hiyo big thing because kids are all over following.
It's like literally.
Yeah, so thinking about it, you know, it's cool. Like this person wasn't born again for many years. Became entered influence.
Imagine.
And this person was not born again. Didn't know Jesus like Paul. And then he wrote books. And and that writing books is because he was a scholar. Remember?
Imagine.
He was a very deep, like Torah guy.
And so
It's
he
like
really
that one was
used
used.
way with words and all that. Yeah.
Like, that is what was used.
Imagine.
You know, it's like when he had so much debt, moral debt
Manzi.
to pay, and God was like, good. You know, that's what I want. So it's very interesting. I don't think it would be fair in life to talk about when it comes to the kingdom of God, like the older son. Why is there a son getting married?
Right.
And
There's really no such thing as I have experience enough to know how they should
you'd be so
runs
shocked.
or something.
You'd be so shocked if you wanted to have a talk with Jesus, yet a prostitute woman comes with her hair and wipes her feet. You are Peter and you've never wiped that man's feet or touched them.
Yeah.
This woman wipes them with her hair, her glory, whatever she used to go to the market to present herself to sell.
Literally.
That thing she done said Jesus, and she's weeping. She's in feet. She's washing feet with hair and perfume.
And just to even put context to it, I studied about that scenario and I came to realize the reason as to why it had so much heaviness that it was even recorded, because back in the day, Jesus used to wear sandals. And so it was customary if you're a Jew, you come into my house, it was like honor for me to give you a place to wash. Because if you're very keen, Jesus mentioned a very interesting statement. He was like, when I came here, you really didn't offer me a place to wash my feet. That was the first statement he actually started with. You know what I mean? But this woman, to the house, the host of the house.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first statement he actually started with. So it was customary, if I'm coming to you, like normal Kenyan relational kwamba na nikikam kwako or nimekam kuko visit or something, like chai, like it's a form of honor, meaning mgeni kwenyu, that's how it's supposed to be. But she came to this house, but he was not honored by it. So it's this woman, the unexpected. You know what I mean? It's quite, I think one message that Jesus was quite clear with, it was the unexpected. It was always
came touch. And I do wonder.
It was always the unexpected. It was always the unexpected.
Gideon.
Imagine, bro.
All of them, I think even I don't know about soul, but they are unexpected for him.
For sure. It's like those who have been overlooked by society. I mean, look at the disciples. They really weren't.
They did study.
Right.
They were
for something.
vision.
Imagine.
Yeah.
It's like Miyaji come through. It was those that the society deemed foolish, rather, that God went on ahead and chose them to actually go on ahead and use them. And it's the same thing I was reading when I was telling to you about that First Corinthians. I read a statement whereby Paul said a very interesting statement. So he's writing to the church in Corinth. We had this conversation, but just let me repeat it for the viewers' context. Paul went on ahead. He had a convo with Paul was now telling the people in Corinth, and it was like, for this very reason, these guys were fighting with each other. Like, oh, I'm for this ideology, I'm for this ideology, I'm for this ideology. And I remember Paul just told them, exercise love, like Christ supposed to be the center of it. So all Paul was actually telling them is like, what is it called? Consider of each other. There's no issue with you being of this ideology. You need to just consider each other in terms of love of each other.
That's a very deep statement, and I've been meditating a lot. When we talk about loving on each other, it's almost such a big kingdom principle.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think it's the foundation.
Like, I was even thinking, like, even with clients, what if you think about them, like, let me do this like I'm doing for myself? Oh, how much more would you put in? If you say, for instance, I'll do it as if it's my own. So I think it's actually a thing that if you get it right, you live a own mantra. You don't have to lie through branding. You live the actual brand.
Oh yeah, that's okay. See. Yeah, it's like you don't have to prop up branding because you are the brand, because the value or rather the service that you're actually offering an individual is the brand.
So many,
that is so true, bro.
I mean, so many people prefer the reality more than the textbook kind of style of doing things.
Right.
It's so deep. To the point where, because of the way you've carried yourself and in what you believe according to the word about love and all these things, someone else can be packaged like a textbook presentation.
Oh,
yeah. But you, because of that thing, I think beyond textbook, beyond the eye, beyond the worldly things, that empathy, that thing called the foundation, is true wealth.
You're trailing. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
You're speaking. Do you know what you're trailing this conversation back again to? The unexpected. Come on, bro.
It's true.
Come on, bro.
It's true. Very true. It's because it's like, it's so crazy. It's like, I think the reason why the Bible even talks about these things becoming like, for those who are like little children,
Right.
it's the literal sense, because one person has become a warrior for the longest time. I'm talking about David and his brothers, training their sword for the longest. And another one, showing independence.
Right.
When she's uncalled. Look at that difference. Trade on the stop. By the time they're facing Goliath, they're all scared because they don't have dependency on him.
Dependency on what that looks like.
Dependency on him comes with us. He does so much. Already his confidence presenting before the king, because this character, the men are defeated.
Yeah.
But if a whole army jumped us, it means that thing was a beast. It was a whole. It was like your and tradition, the positions of these are
for sure.
So bad. But anyway, like, think about it, man. Like,
the dependency rather was on the sword.
Yeah, a lot of them.
And since it was dependent on the sword, I mean, the sword's gonna give you the sword.
And you see, when God wanted David, he wanted someone like David because David was like bringing a revival back to these people. Because these people are getting hopeless. He had to show them that there's a God. I think I'm not sure about this, but I think every stage of humanity, whenever humanity is about to forget God, God has taught me through a man. And I think that's where we are at right now.
For sure.
When men are wanting to forget about God, it's a whole, I think it's a thing. Because if you look at, go and read the story. I'm not sure, but if you go and look at the patterns. You realize God appeals to men strongly. They believe in him. Then men continue them
Inadidimia, that's true. Yeah, I mean, it's history. It's something that happened in the Israelites.
I'm not.
Yeah, quite a lot.
But back to the text, it's like that's what the Bible I think talks about. That's our hope, Christ. Hope of glory. It's like the more we meditate on his truth, the more it changes our minds, the more it changes how we want to think and do things, then that influences our behavior. Will you?
Do you know what I'm getting from you? I'm getting this. It's like the more he brands his character on me, the more I don't need to brand myself to society. Because there's no need to. Because my character is already speaking out of a brand. I was having an interesting conversation with Pastor Curtis, and he said culture is the manifestation of faith. Or rather, culture is it's something Pastor Charles usually says.
The book explain culture, the manifestation.
It's like, here's the thing. What is culture? A people's way of life. Right? So faith is invisible, right? So for faith to be really visible, the only way I can see that I see faith in you is by how you behave. And how you behave is culture. That's what culture is. Culture is usually depicting, it's usually a depiction of faith. It's like the culture that the Israelites portrayed when they were at their last or something. It's like the culture that they are cultivating their culture on the sword. Okay? Then David was coming with another culture. It's always a language umekuwa ukiongea for the longest domain. It's a cultural shift. We need a cultural shift. I was actually editing one of the first episode we did on the policy series. Actually, I'll see it. It will pop up on TikTok and I remember you were advising that if changes to occur, then there needs to be actually a cultural shift of the young people of Kenya. And you said that, and for that to happen, it automatically means that you're going to find yourself in sports that are actually not making sense. But in the short term, it's not going to make sense. But in the long term, it is going to make sense. That's what it's a reel that's going to pop up. And I was just like, sitting down with it, I'm just like, interesting. I don't know what was actually headed with what is it called, the Nini, but I came to realize that culture is the manifestation of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I see Donnell behaving this way, I see Donnell being cultured this way, then automatically what it tells me is that Donnell is where Donnell's faith is at. Yeah.
The Hebrews, the Jews, are a culture where they meet with family for, I think, food. Either it's Passover or something. And there's a prayer they make. That's what I'm trying to search.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the one, but
They usually make like a prayer or something.
they make a prayer. But my point is, I think it's that. I'm not sure. I've just done a quick search. I think it's what is called the blessing of family, Shabbat. So, okay, as a teenager in Flint, he's saying most of my peers spent their Friday evenings at the movies with friends or at high school football games. When I told my friends why I couldn't join them, they were flabbergasted. Can't you just stay for dinner and then meet us later? Don't you hate having to stay home? The truth was, I didn't hate it. I loved it. I always looked forward to Friday afternoons. I think it was on Friday when my dad would come home early from work, and my whole family, my parents, brothers, sisters, grandmother, would sit down at the table for a leisure Shabbat meal. After saying the blessing, we would enjoy a special dinner, lovingly prepared by my mother. We'd talk about the events of the week and make each other laugh, sometimes until we'd cry. After dinner, we'd play games or watch movies. Obviously, we weren't Shoma Shabbat, but we observed Friday evening as a separate and holy time for our family. So at least it's confirming what I was talking about. I think they have dinners that they do, and you can see this is a young
mom. I mean,
that they did this dinner.
At that age, personally, at my age, at me being at that age when I was young, trust me, I never really enjoyed the family. Family things. All I wanted to do was just go out with my homies and just get back home, like I don't know what amount of time. So that just shows how strong of a culture these guys are. That Shabbat.
So they had a prayer which I'm looking for. And it says, "Blessed are you, Lord, our King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments." You being a very deep Christian, listen to this one. Assume that you pray it on Fridays from when you are small. So, blessed are you, Lord, our God, King of the universe. You acknowledge him as King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments, who has sanctified us with his word, and commanded us to candle the light. So, I'll check it, but from what I understood, like what I had someone say something. It's like these Jews have been cultured to pray a certain to see certain things. For them to succeed as one become career. Because I remember in that prayer, one of the things was if I can remember something along the lines of God, thank you. I'm not saying it well, I'm saying from what I understood, but thank you for the chance to be able to bless people this coming week. Look at that attitude.
It's not more or less like for the blessings you have for me, but rather for the blessings to bless the blessing that you're blessed.
In fact, I think, I don't know where you got that word, but I think it's the way you've said it.
I've said it right?
You've said it, I think, correctly. It's something in the lines of thank you for blessing us so that we may bless others.
But all I'm really trying to say, that's based off of selflessness, based off of serving others.
Actually, that phrase is like what you're saying.
It's crazy to say.
I think it's what the way you've said it.
And I'm really trying also to base it off of Solomon, because when God gave now Solomon that opportunity, like, what do you want? And he was like, just give me wisdom that I may lead your people. You remember? You know, when Solomon, that when God now went on ahead and said, now because you have not asked me for this and this and this, now I'm gonna go on ahead and do more immeasurably more towards you. Remember that? And it's not a coincidence that Jews, that's more or less, that's how they're cultured. They're cultured to, how can I serve other people, rather than how can I serve me or my selfish desires and my desires, rather, you know. So it's just quite interesting how maybe, because I remember there's a time you posted something in your IG, Donnell, and you said that you've come to realize that life is all about serving people. That's the purpose of life. That's the necessity of life. And I feel I really related so much to it in terms of, that's the necessity of it. That's where the true wealth is really at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm really not talking about shoes or something, but the true wealth of meaning is really at.
In fact, I think you're not from dreams of wealth comes from dreams of meaning.
For sure.
It's true. It's I think by the time when the Bible is talking about virtue, you will take care and you bring stuff. It's that's what when the Bible says wealth, as we think it's money, but it's like your virtue. It's like once you engage in sin, it's your virtue.
Yeah.
And it's your virtue that manipulates your ability to bear fruit.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I think it's from there, because if I need the word so much that it makes me a peacemaker, but it makes me wise. Why would people not want me to? At the end of the day, it's human beings. Why wouldn't they want me there?
Right.
You know, even
something for the value you're offering.
Faithfulness. And for you to be faithful, you have to have mentalities like work as if you're working for God. That the verse that says that.
Yeah.
So it means as you're doing your thing, do it with like too much diligence. Like you're doing it for God. Like an example, if that video was editing, don't nikunangoja nikumalize. If that video was doing it, like I'm doing it unto God. Those people will have it and be like, wow. But I wasn't doing it with that mentality. But if you cultivate that, that's worth of it.
That's
everything you do. Yeah, everything you do, you can just see what you're like, unto God. So as I'm thinking, this man, this word is for simple people.
For sure.
So it's like waiting for people to be broken for you to, because you're taught to believe it like a little child.
The unexpected again.
The unexpected, like a little child. Believe it like a little child. You know, I think talking about the word gives us hope and a certain joy that you're the right candidate for it. Because you know this, I think you said, but say it like that week you're going through hell. But then it's like you weren't going through hell at the same time because of the success you were having. And I think that's what victory is. Victory is Paul being in the prison, but writing the
having success. Yeah, like what?
It's a deep thing. It's so deep because it's you're not waiting for. It's a lesson I'm continuing to learn. Like you know, I see how people want to rely on one another for which is not a bad thing, for emotional support, for things like those. But until you learn that kind of dependence, that little changes, man. People like Joshua Selman, those people have been changed by the fact that they have no one else they're leaning on except Jesus. And true wealth is not what you've been thinking that you're getting those millions. True wealth is having peace in your heart, being content. The Bible talks about, I think you know that verse, it says, you need to be satisfied with what God gives in a day. I think it's Hebrews 13:5. Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. And so I think the principles you start applying, because now you chase the right thing.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, man, I need to chase after the bag. Because pleasures of life, of course, especially people who have learned, pleasures of life will make us chase after the bag. Whoa. But beyond the bag,
Yeah, what's
really it? And that question is never complicated. We complicate it because it's not a complicated question. You ought to know your purpose. Your purpose is serving people. And they say human beings are comfortable. And now you need to understand what are these things are now. Connect them to. Oh, how can I play my role in the society through this?
Yeah.
Because if we think people, betterment of people, we think about betterment of where you are at, betterment of the sphere of influence you live, betterment of here, betterment of like a coach, betterment of whatever you lay your hands on, because you walk in love. Those are deep, very deep principles. Very. Even me, I'm still like really trying to get there, and I think it's God who reveals things to me.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I don't know how that conversation, as you said, is getting to such places that we are getting into right now. But hey, I told him, bro, there's a certain comfort that the Holy Spirit gives that no man can give. Like anyone. Even when things are going out, it's just like you just don't be proud, just be broken. As broken as possible. Just be broken. Be broken. There's a joy he can give that is not man made. Is not this you met someone and you're happy. It's very it is not because of something you did or something you did not do. It's joy. It's just joy, joy. You know?
Yeah.
Those are the things people are actually looking for, and they're looking for that money to go to Monte Carlos to buy those expensive cars. So some of the celebrity, like the weekend, maybe it's people like they reach places and they're very bored in life.
I mean, the Woodsworth actually talked about it. He did an interview with Lacrae, and he was like, he was always constantly chasing this definition of success, but once he got all of that, he just came to his senses, or rather, he came just to a place of like, I don't think this is the it.
I think the worst thing you can do as humans, I have done it, I'm guilty, is when you see yourself above other human beings.
We all do
because of how much maybe you've achieved little things here and there. Like you always said, normal human beings, you see, like, I don't deserve to be here with these peasants. It's the worst thing you can do as a human, because that thing is like it disconnects you.
Yeah, it disconnects you
to the main purpose, which is serving humanity.
I think it's something that we all go through.
You know, I got like David. A guy danced, and I believe when he was dancing, it's not like he started. It's like people join me. He had people praising God, praising heart young for that. He went to the normal monarch. His clothes volume was a very significant thing, because it was willing to put my life down, to be this low, this slow for my God.
Yeah.
This slow.
But it's something that Donel, it just requires the grace of God, because you just sometimes you always feel like thinking that you're humble, but it's up until you come to the realization by it's the grace of God, because there's no different thing with you and someone who's actually faithful. The difference is
Yes.
just God's grace just chose you.
It's God's grace
Right.
that you realize that you've always been having because you've now decided to lock in with Him.
Yeah.
His grace there. The
Imagine.
biggest problem we have, locking in. Right. I think you do a covenant anything is very good because locking in with Jesus is the best thing we can do for ourselves as humans because as they lock in with Jesus,
Lots in it.
my perspective is the bad perspective keeps on being chopped.
Oh yeah, for sure.
From being chopped.
Yeah,
because
for
I'm
sure.
cornered.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, but if I'm not looking at him, that perspective, that lie is going to come and consume me.
Manze. Solid, bro. I believe that's pretty much it.
It was a chill conversation.
It's just a chill conversation. Because even in the locking in, if I can be honest with you, I came this the last bit, let me just shut it out. I came to just realize that I was not considerate to people. And thank God we are also doing this in front of a camera. Just spoken like my dad, right? Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank God I doing it in front of an honest. You know, because one thing, when we started this whole thing on the podcast series and all that, I really wanted to bring my vulnerable side. I really never wanted to hide my flaws, my weaknesses, just so that people to know, so that you don't meet Linford out here, then you feel like you're meeting the different Linford. You know what I mean? So I honestly think a lot of people have a deficit of some of the knowledges we have. For sure. So this podcast should be a place where people get hope. Just, you get what I mean? Yeah. You get hope, I think when we nail that, there's so many people doing reach because it's just about, I'm not sure, but I think that what called weakness is someone who, a weakness, someone who has been able to experience and see. So I think you need to be blessed to reset. You need to be blessed to reset. I hear you, baby. In whatever capacity God is leading us to. So actually, because through that weakness, someone else becomes a witness. Yeah, for sure. And they reset, actually. And I think this conversation I started on, so it's interesting story. Again, it's not like the fact that sometimes, we might think like, okay, God has given these people this mandate to go ahead and do this now. It automatically means you figure shit out. We really, most of the time, you just haven't figured shit out. In fact, the higher you go, the more you just don't figure it out. And the more you need to depend on shit. It becomes crazy. Yeah, it becomes crazy the more you go. Right. So I got a call from Pastor Curtis. He usually watches every episode. It's crazy. Because he said hi. Say hi to Nodell. He really enjoys. He really never actually the day this was a conversation we had. I think I told you, like he got to interact again with a kind of different version of you, like that he didn't quite respond. Like it's a whole thing. Don't get it twisted. So he actually watched on the episode and he really loved it. But he cautioned me and he was like, Renford, I get it. This might be, he actually went on ahead and so the reason why I told him, it's like God was in sync. Because he usually, one thing I've also realized, he usually uses specifically you and him most of the time, because you guys are quite close to me and I respect both of you, like Vibas. So I think this was a conversation I actually wanted to have with me last week, but because of circumstances, we got to have that conversation today. And he just questioned me and he told me about that whole thing about Paul. And Paul was like, if your faith allows you to do this, then do not do it in front of someone's faith who is weak, because you'll end up messing them up. You know what I mean? and he was just like, maybe just apply a little bit of wisdom. I get it. Like, the part that got me was that episode was so good that we did each session. Imagine that he actually wanted to show the kids, but because I was cussing out quite a lot. I can lean for. I couldn't. I really wanted. The content was so good, but I couldn't go ahead and show the kids, about the whole thing. And it hit me that I wasn't considerate enough. Yes, my faith has allowed me to go on ahead and do this and that, but I was not considerate enough to those people who are actually weak or will actually find it. And it's a conversation we actually.
The truth is this, that as much as I've been looking for freedom, you've been looking for freedom. You have Linford, because by the time you're talking about these things, you're cursing and all that. Me, I know you. It's not from a place of like, I really, really enjoy cursing like that. It's from a place of, I really want you guys to know I'm a free man and I have a relationship with God. Trust me, you'll go introspect. Yeah. It's very subconscious. It's not something you can see in the surface because of the agenda. You'll come to understand that when you realize how much you've been pushing that. And to be honest.
And I think also the message, and again, I was also, I can sometimes be passionate. That was the conversation we had. And I respect that because that is so true. I think it was also being based off of, hey guys, yes, you can curse and still have a relationship. It's like a proof point I was trying to prove, but I was so passionate what he told me in the morning that it was, my perspective was kidogo.
It's like you got it, but then because the fact is, I think, and then that's what we should push to the reset podcast. We tell guys, come as you are, as you continue pursuing this relationship. The Lord works on you in your own personal style, your own unique way. Because that's been the message. And then there's so many ways to bring that message.
For sure. And your own unique way necessarily doesn't mean like, for you gonna be. Maybe for you, he'll tell you, don't curse. Yeah. For someone else, is gonna ahead, you can, like in your own unique way.
Yeah, I know that's going to the extreme side, but like for you, he'll tell you to curse. No. Not necessarily viewers. Not telling you to curse. Viewers all over the world. Not necessarily, but God works with your pace.
Yeah.
He does. Literally. He loves us so much. He speaks a language you understand.
Yeah.
If the only way to get to live for to understand a particular thing would be through a particular person. He communicates to us. He walks with us.
Yeah, that's cool.
Literally, that's the word.
Yeah.
He walks.
Yeah.
He walks with you. Meaning, when you take a step, he takes a step with you. Walking with you means that. Walking with you means when you're making a step, he's making a step with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if you're making a wrong step, he's with you. He's not gone. That's what we assume. And it puts us in bondage.
I hear you.
So much bondage that when I walk, it's David says, even if I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for he is with me. Even if I make my bed in hell, even if I make my bed in hell, he's with me. Because his truth is everywhere. I think a concept like that already changes you. It does already that thing. Because it's like,
it helps you now understand that this person is interested in knowing me.
Yeah. When I step,
what I do.
Yes, when I step, he steps with me.
Right.
Because of wanting me. He steps with me. When I walk, he walks with me. And so he says, lean on your own, do not lean on your own understanding, but trust in the Lord. He'll make your path straight. So what does it look like? It looks like it's almost reverse. Uno psychology. It's like instead of figuring and saying, how will I trust God? How will I walk with God? If I have faith that is working with me, that faith does Uno reverse and I truly walk with Him.
Solid, bro.
Because I walk with Him because I've realized it's not me walking with Him, it's Him walking with me.
I hear you, bro.
And so I have faith that
It's
Uno reverse.
for sure.
It's Uno reverse. It's me by the time it's, as you said, it's looking to Him first. That's how freedom works. Freedom works by me first being able to see. Freedom works like this. I'm not referring to me first. We have a behavior in front of referring to us first.
Right.
A lot.
Right.
How can I pray? How can I do? How can I? But then faith is starting with He already. So
that is so true.
faith is He walks with me. When I realize He walks with me, I'm no longer leaning on my own understanding. He makes my path straight.
It's what He
can. So when I realize that He's with me, that He's interested in me, then now I want to talk to Him from a place of freedom.
I hear you, bro.
These conversations can get sweetly new.
And so, as a result of that, I'm gonna be bleeping. I used to not bleep, but I'm gonna be bleeping. What is it called? If I go ahead and speak like a curse word, which I know I'm gonna find myself just keep on speaking about that.
So
But
it's just end. It will end soon.
I do, bro. So I'm gonna be just, what is it called? Just bleeping in those areas and just be considerate of those of you guys. And I love you guys with the love of Jesus, not my love. That's His love. But I believe that's it, man. We wrap it up.
We love it. I love this podcast for one reason. I think it will train both of us just how to be on camera, talk, research.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think it's even more preparation.
Aki, and also criticism. Because even there's a video of yours I posted. You were talking about depression, and so
I watched it.
You watched it?